Hi guys. Sorry you can't see my face. I'm having some technical difficulties with my webcam, so I will just be narrating my presentation. Quick introduction. So my name is Tom Rizzo. So I am an OTC pharmaceutical sales rep. So it's a little bit different from like big pharma sales. It's more of an account management type job. And so we call on major retailers and we do private labels for them. If you walk into a CVS and you buy CVS brand ibuprofen, we bottle it, package it, and sell it to them. So this topic definitely I picked it because it kind of hit home for me. It was something that I think about, constantly as it relates to my job. So I was very interested in um, researching this and seeing if there was any ways that I could help improve my own stress and time management through this project. So let's just jump right in. So sales responsibilities. So I thought this was a pretty fun concept. I think people have this y- um, perception of a sales job where it's pretty much just, playing golf and drinking martinis at lunch and extravagant getaways. I have dubbed this the Hollywood effect, where, you know, there's a glamorous life of a sales rep that people, they think of when they hear, oh, you're an external sales rep. It's all, just handshakes and smiles and people just throw business at you. When in reality, it's really a 24/7 grind. So you are always available for your customers. There's constant travel and you have to be reliable. If they call you, you have to pick your phone up. If they email you, they want a response, yesterday. So there really is a lot of stress associated with the position because there's a constant fear that you're going to miss something or you're not going to be available when your customer needs you. And if you're not answering your phone, maybe your competitor is answering their phone. And that's something that, you're constantly stressed about. So you want to make sure you're always available for your customer, they're happy, and then in turn, that's what keeps your business, moving smoothly. Just to continue on some responsibilities. So, as a sales rep, you have to manage both your external customers and your internal customers. So it's business to business sales or whatever it might be. Those are your external customers. You're calling your customers, you're going out, you're meeting them, and you're keeping that line of communication and that relationship open. But when you look internally to your own company, those are customers as well. So those are people who are supporting, your business and what you're trying to do. And it's important that you maintain the relationship with your internal customers so they continue to do the things that you need to be successful in your position. If you don't communicate well internally, you're not going to have the support of those people and you're not going to be able to manage your business appropriately. So they are just as important as your external customers. The way I like to think about it is sales is the conductor of the organization. So if you picture a company as an orchestra and sales being the conductor up front, we really we really bridge the gap between the different departments. So if the flutes are your customer service and the saxophones are your supply chain and the drums are shipping and finance is the triangle, the conductor stands up there and he's calling on all of these instrument groups to really put the song together. And without any of these elements, you're not going to succeed. And what this also does is it requires sales to be pretty knowledgeable in every aspect of the job. So you need to understand what customer service does. You need to understand what supply chain does. If there's a shipping issue, that's being brought to you and you need to understand it. So you really do become an expert on all aspects of the business. And again, this adds to that level of stress because no matter what the discussion is, no matter what the issue is, it always comes back to sales. And that kind of brings us to that bottom point you can see there, which is ultimate responsibility. This is something that I've really tried to um, adopt and bring into my everyday life. But really, at the end of the day, in the eyes of the customer, you're responsible. They don't see, somebody internally who maybe made a mistake or an issue that happened. they see the sales rep because you're the face of the company. So if something goes wrong or there's an issue, it all falls back on the sales rep. And in turn, if there are great successes and things like that, sales gets a lot of that praise too. So, we really can't complain. But this definitely does add to the level of stress when you're talking about no matter what happens, it's always going to be my responsibility. And I also find that once you take ultimate responsibility, you're able to achieve and be much more successful because you don't say, oh, well, it was, whoever's responsibility to do that, not mine. It didn't get done, so it's not my fault. But at the end of the day, it's going to reflect poorly on you. So everything that gets done, you have to make sure you're paying attention to and taking that ultimate responsibility. If something doesn't work out, it's because, you weren't paying close enough attention and you didn't take care of the issue. And I think people respond really well to that also, especially from an internal customer standpoint. And not letting, hanging people out to dry. If you say, hey, maybe I could have communicated that better, or maybe I wasn't clear enough, and really work through issues, it's better received than when you just point and push blame onto others. But again, adding to your stress levels. So, what is stress? So, stress is the body's way of responding to demands or threats. So, stress can be good and bad. So, to say there's some level of stress in your job isn't necessarily a negative thing right off the bat. So, stress can actually help elevate your performance if there's an appropriate level of stress in whatever you're doing, to hit a deadline or to make sure that your presentation is good. It can actually help elevate what you're doing. If there's no stress at all, you might take a lax approach and you may not do the best job that you can do. So some stress is good. The issue we have is when stress gets overwhelming and it starts to negatively affect performance and productivity. And so some negative effects of stress are depression, anxiety, sleep problems, digestive problems, skin conditions, um, thinking and memory problems, inability to concentrate, poor judgment, and a negative lens. And so when you look at these negative effects of stress, you could really see how this would affect a sales professional's ability to go out, sell, and be productive. I mean, thinking and memory problems, inability to concentrate, poor judgment, those are all going to seriously negatively affect your ability to sell, be productive. And then I thought the last one was very interesting. Negative lens. You just have a negative outlook, kind of on everything. And I think we all know, have that personal experience where there's somebody in the office, or you catch yourself doing it, where everything is just going wrong and you're so stressed out. And no matter, what you do or what gets said, it's just taken in such a negative light. And that can be very destructive to, productivity at work. So you can see how important it is to properly manage your stress level so it's helping you reach peak performance and not causing all of these other negative effects. So stress and time management. So pretty how can you manage your stress and your time because they're related. So for stress, you can reduce your pressures and you can increase resources. So to reduce your pressures, you should review your workload and adjust accordingly. How much is on your plate? Is there too much for you to do? um, maybe look for things that you are able to pass to other colleagues who might have the free space to take on some more work and help alleviate the pressures on you. What this can do is also promote a positive work-life balance. So if you're working 70-hour weeks and you don't spend any time for yourself or with your family, it's going to add to those stress levels, and you need that release. Otherwise, the stress is just going to continue to build up. Another way is you can look at automating tools or automation tools. So, what type of software are you using to help manage your workload? Are you doing everything manual? If you're keeping everything, on paper, it might take you a lot of time to go through and, do your research and look for things. Maybe there's software that can help you manage your day-to-day activities and expedite projects, saving you both time and stress. Another one is talk to management. If no one knows that you're stressed out, nobody can help you. So make sure your manager is aware. And then some release valves, these are different for everybody. For myself, going to the gym is a great release, and then also going on vacation is another way to really relieve that stress, come back refreshed, and restart at work. So then we get on to time management. How can you better manage your time? There's pretty much two solutions. You can either work longer hours, which I'm sure the majority of people don't want to do, or become more efficient. And that's the only way you're going to be able to complete more in the time that you have to, dedicate towards work. So prioritizing your activities is extremely important. What are you working on, and is there the largest chance for reward on the activities that you're doing? So know what your time is worth and put a quantitative value on it. I thought this was a great concept. Think about your salary or your hourly wage, how much you get paid for the amount of time that you spend doing something. Then look at the reward for whatever you're trying to do. So if I spend 10 hours trying to close a sale that's only worth $100, it costs the company more to just pay me to work those 10 hours than what they're going to make on me actually closing the deal. That should be not be a high priority activity. Um, Simple thing like making a to-do list to keep you focused and on track. You know how many times you have just a million things to do and you don't even know where to start? Make a list, stay focused and stay on track, and that can really help you. And the last thing here is clearly defining your goals. So if you don't even know what you're trying to do to be successful, it's difficult to get there. So you have to know where you're going in order to get there. Define your goals and make sure that those activities, while you're prioritizing them, are going to help you achieve your goals.